All right, howdy. Today I am doing a little bit of walkthrough of pedals that I've got, um, just because it's easier to do this in a video walkthrough than it is to try to pull them all out and photograph them. So here we have Greer Lightspeed and a Hermida Dover Drive, which was a Love Pedal makes that now. This was one of his crazy Shopify deals. The Lightspeed I picked up off of Reverb. Great sounding pedal, very good example of the transparent overdrive that's so popular now. Then up here I have a brown carbon, which is half of their protein pedal. It's the drive half. I think the other half is a boost. I have a Pure Sky Overdrive by Kaline, which is supposed to be a Timmy. Kaline, I don't know. Have a Love Pedal 200 Pounds of Gold, which is a BC 178 silicon drive. I have, well, this one isn't mine. This is Perry's Solar Flare, which I borrowed. I haven't actually tried that one yet, but it's for sale by Perry if you want it. I have a original formula OCD. I had one of these before and traded it, sold it, whatever. Intended to replace it later on with a newer one. And honestly, I don't like the new ones. It's not just because they changed the color of the LED. That's a vibe. That is it's an actual optical vibe. Dan Electro Money, which is good. This is the LAX Comp by Donner. It is their version of a 4-knob 1176 style compressor limiter. I have the Source Audio LA Lady, which someone recommended to me. It's actually a good sounding pedal. It just, I don't know if I have a place for it in terms of that particular sound. Then down here I've got two Zen drives. One is a white one and one is a red one. They do have different sounds. These are both Love Pedal produced. So these are current production, but he does different versions of them based on original different versions. Then I have the Westwood by Earthquaker, another in the transparent overdrive space. Actually also a really good sounding pedal. Haven't decided which one I like best yet. All right, then we're gonna head over and I have several, so these are made by a friend of mine, Rob, who uses the name Fool Audio Research, and I put labels on them because he just sells them without any kind of descriptive labeling on them, so I have to keep track of what it is that I got. Here is another Kaline. This is the Pegasus. I bought this because Josh Scott did a clone video, and this is the one that I liked the best of the clones, and it was like $59. This is more of my friend's pedals. This one is a Bender Mark II. Back here is Color Sound Overdriver that he did for me. I keep these together because when you use them together, you have like instant Gilmore. Then I have a Pinnacle Deluxe. This is before they called it the Deluxe, and you can see it's from still when he was using stick-on labels rather than screen-printed enclosures. And it is a great hard rock Marshall pedal. Then I have the mini fuzz face germanium. Pretty self-explanatory. I have at least three separate ambulance chasers. This is the one that Shay made specifically for me with the dirtier and bigger settings. I like the bigger setting better, even though it's lower gain. Then I have this 5-knob version, and all of the ones except for the yellow one I got from other Forumites. And then I have a 4-knob version with a 3-position switch. So they all do similar things, but this is the one that was actually made for me. Here is a Memory Boy, a really, really fantastic sounding pedal. Boring tuner, but this one, the original Strobo Stomp, I like because it is dead easy to use for setting intonation. Regular tuners were not consistent enough or fast enough for that. Here is another Mark II. I love benders, as you can tell. Here is, what is this? Digitech? I think it's Digitech. Anyway, I like their Hardwire series. This is kind of a Bad Monkey, but better quality enclosure. Only thing I don't like about it is some idiot put the Velcro pad on the back and took off the rubber one. And then I have a recent Haynes Tube Screamer, which is modified. It has a Burr Brown op amp of the type used in recording consoles because it's a more linear breakup and not that big mid. Then I have a Boss VWah, which I don't use a lot of wah, but this one gets all of the different flavors. It's the Univox, it's the Vox, it's the Crybaby, all of them. This is a JHS Favorites pedal, which goes with this Morning Glory, which is also a great sounding pedal. All three, I really need to do all three of those transparent overdrive pedals together. This one, the Westwood, and the Greer, and see which one comes out best. Then I have the Carcosa Fuzz, which is a bit brutal for most of my needs, but I got this on a super deal at shoot, I don't remember, one of the online places that sells cameras and stuff too, but they send specials once in a while on some kind of stuff. This is an original LPB1, which is pretty minty, and the reason for that is that it didn't work when I got it. No sound would pass. And I discovered that taking it apart, one of the wires inside to the power was just kind of set on the little terminal on the switch or on the knob. Wasn't actually hooked up, or not soldered, so it was at best intermittent. A lot more gain in one of these suckers than you would think. This one is meant to go right into your amp, and then you plug into that. Sounds pretty cool. I had one of the later EH pedal versions of it. It was not as good sounding. Then I have this is this one's a germanium treble booster. So I got this from the same guy that does the color sound clones and stuff like that. I don't need a label for that one because it's got unique enough controls that I know exactly what I'm looking at. Down here I have a Love Pedal Les Leas, which I got, again, another one of his crazy Shopify deals. I have a Vox Classic Rock amp plug, sitting with a computer either, I don't know why. Then I have the classic jangle box, which sounds great with the Ricks. I have a Marlboro Little Smoky, which I did try recently and it works. I have a Chinese copy of a CE2 clone, or chorus, which sounds fantastic. 40 bucks, eBay. I have a newer model Distortion Plus. I have had about a half dozen of these things over the years. Script, original, block original, and this reissue, they're all the same pedal. I settled on this one because it has the cosmetics I like. The only thing that's a drag about it is that it is battery only. So, but I don't use them very much. Then, again, the same guy that did the Color Sound Overdriver made me a Fuzz Factory, which is pretty cool. Does all the squealy stuff a Fuzz Factory does. And another one of his pedals. This one is a Screddy Lunar Drive, which again goes with the Mark II and does Gilmore stuff. I have a Wampler Faux Tape Echo, which I've had a couple of these, sold one, missed it, bought another one. My favorite fake tape pedal. The Joe D-Seed digital delay, which I like because it's super easy to use and it is super clean and digital when you want that sound. Then I've got my Haynes FL line flanger, which I've had since new. My Haynes 89, which I've had since new. This one has, from the factory stock, 300 milliseconds of delay. There's a trim pot inside you can turn to turn it up, and it will get up to like 500 milliseconds, which is where this one would be all the way up now. But I have stuff that I use exactly at 300, and that's why I have that marked there. This is a Mosky Black Rat Distortion, which does vintage and turbo versions in a much smaller version, Rat copy. This one has been modified with an original LM308 plug, or chip. Then I have a sub up. It's a TC, and it does octaves. I don't use it much, somebody gave it to me. I have the Tim Pierce Signature Overdrive, which is actually 2 channels of, I think, power amp sound over here and overdrive on this side. Wins the award for the heaviest overdrive pedal I've ever had. MXR Studio Compressor, which is their take on 1176. Very good sounding, was not real expensive. Actually does sound like an 1176. A Keeley 4-knob compressor, which is one of my favorite compressor pedals when you want that. These do different things. This sounds like a studio compressor, which does not sound like a compressor pedal. This is a good sounding compressor pedal. It's not transparent, which I don't think is a good thing to have in a compressor, because if you're going to have transparent, why compress? But it sounds musical and it does not pump. It just squeezes and sustains. This one is like a studio one in that I set it mostly as a limit, but it will boost things really nicely when I need it to. Then I have the Teaser Stallion pedal. Who makes this? Is it Love Pedal? No, it's Catlin Bread, yeah. Catlin Bread Teaser Stallion, American edition or US edition or something like that. Different than the regular Teaser Stallion, which is really just a distortion. This one again has 2 things built into it, but this pedal is special because, much like the thing behind it, the blue box, it will actually oscillate and make really cool musical synthy kind of sounding stuff just as you change your picking attack, or as you change your position on the pickup switch, or even dialing the tone or volume up or down. It'll actually stair step through oscillations, which is super cool. Then I have the Haynes SD9. This is my original sonic distortion from 1983. This was my main sound for a very long time. I used this pedal for years into that Concord amp on the right behind the telly. And with that combination, I did everything from REM to Scorpions and everything in between. I purchased the Maxon version of it to have a more modern version that I could still take out without worrying about damaging it, and also a good sounding distortion, but it is not the same pedal. So glad I didn't get rid of my old one or anything. Then we'll head out here, and I have a lot of stuff in here that's not pedals, but I do have this one, which is a Univox fuzz. I forget what this one's called. Something Super Fuzz. And it really is. It's as out of control as the original. Then I have a Cool Cat tremolo, which I like if I have amps that don't have tremolo on them. I have a Dan Electro Daddy-O, which is a Marshall Bluesbreaker clone, or Governor. I think it's a Governor. A DoD equalizer, which I don't use much, but I bought for people to use in the studio to tweak sounds. This is the hardware distortion, which is kind of the distortion version of that CM2 pedal. Then I have a Behringer Super Fuzz, which is the good channel from a Boss FZ2. It was about 40 bucks. And then finally, last but least, there is the Ibanez Thrash Metal, Sound Tank Thrash Metal, which is not my pedal, it's my brother's. It was used on a lot of his songs in the 90s, and then he gave it to me. So there you go. That is, I believe, a tour of all the pedals. As you can see, I favor dirt pedals and, oh, I missed one. I favor dirt pedals and delays. But I forgot my trusty old MXR 117 flanger, which I don't use really much either. I don't really use most of these pedals. They're just, I like to play with them. They're cool sounding, but everything realistically comes out of here or a sim in my computer. So anyway, that's the whole tour. Oh, I did just get this Rupert Neve direct box, which I'm going to try on some things. I have a Behringer direct box that I use for my profiles. It's around here somewhere, and got that because it does amp level sound signal as well as instrument. This one also does the same thing, but this one runs off phantom power, whereas I think the other one's battery powered. So we'll see what this one sounds like. I'll give that a try here soon. I just got it. It's brand new. So anyway, that's it. Thank you so much for watching. See you later.